Good evening. The ability to live a fairly private life may have gotten just a little more difficult in Vancouver Island. Today, Google launched Street View Imagery in Victoria and Nanaimo. And with just the click of a mouse, you and anybody else who has a computer can see your house, your work, and just about anything in both cities. The interactive service lets people view street-level pictures over the web. Here's some shots of the A News studios in downtown Victoria. There are concerns tonight, though, about privacy. Google promised it would blur faces and license plates, but it's missed at least one elementary school in Saanich, and the school district's furious.
You don't have to drive downtown to see the A Vancouver Island studios. In fact, you don't even have to leave your computer. Google launched Street View Imagery for Victoria and Nanaimo today. The free service offers you a 360-degree street-level view of countless locations in both cities. The Google car toured the island this summer. A News videographer Kirk Duncan is now famous on Google Street View for capturing the car on tape. Notice his face and the license plate of his truck are blurred. Google promised to blur faces and license plates to protect people's privacy, but when we looked at the street view of one Saanich elementary school, we could clearly identify 3 children. To protect the privacy of these children, we have blurred their faces. Right here outside of Cordova Bay Elementary School, Google took this picture in June while classes were still in session. The kids in this photo were all students, but only one of their faces was blurred.
They said they should, not have the faces visible, then that's what they should adhere to.
All the kids are on Facebook and have their pictures out there anyway, so I think...
Right. Does it concern you that some of the students were visible?
If it was my child, probably not. I don't think so.
I know who that guy is.
I know who all 4 of them are even.
But School District 63 isn't impressed.
Taking pictures of children at school is not allowed unless there is consent given by parents for those pictures to be taken.
And the Privacy Commissioner is also weighing in.
They have to offer an effective blurring technology, and Google has been in discussions with us, as have others, and assured us that their blurring technology works, but that it's a question of improving it.
A News tried to contact Google for a comment today, but no one returned our calls.
We're certainly in ongoing discussions with them to make sure that cases such as the one you've mentioned don't happen, and that they're brought to Google's attention and that they're corrected immediately.
So what do you do if you see something that you don't want the whole world to see? You click on Report a Problem on the image in question, and that should do it.
The access to this kind of thing can be good for people too, to be able to find places they might like to live or places they might like to visit, but it's not okay to show pictures of people's faces, and particularly we're very concerned about the faces of children.
There's no word on how long it will take to remove the faces of these students from Google Street View.
And Astrid Brunchman joins us now live with more. Astrid, what's the view elsewhere? What other cities have been added to the street-level network?
Well, there are a number of Canadian cities now that you can look at. 20 in all. Added today were Edmonton, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Sudbury, London, Sherbrooke, and St. John's. Street View Imagery, though, is also in many other cities around the world. Locations including Singapore, a number of cities in France, others in Japan. Also, there are special sites including Stonehenge, Pompeii, and the Palace of Versailles. This week, Google is also capturing images of many of the locations for the 2010 Vancouver Winter Games, all the way from Vancouver to Whistler, so those should be up as well. It's one of the special sites they'll be creating at the Street View level.
It is amazing technology.
It's pretty neat.
It is. Astrid, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, the Victoria Police Department says privacy concerns notwithstanding, Google Street View really isn't such a bad thing. In fact, Vic PD is applauding the new device, saying it is a useful tool. The police say the Street View can help in the process of elimination to either prove or disprove an address in such things as potential online scams.
People are getting, things sent in the mail, and then they're supposed to send money back to an address. Sometimes it's reported to be the corporate headquarters. It usually ends up being a post office box or a residence or an apartment building, not a 29-story office structure in the middle of Manhattan. One time I actually found myself in the middle of a cornfield looking at a barn. But the barn was the address, but it wasn't the corporate headquarters of anything. It was just some guy running a scam.
Vic PD says you can use the Street View the same way. If you think you're being scammed and you're suspicious about an address, take a look at it online first. Look it up on the Google Street View.